I don't know why, but you are watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
Welcome to Based on a True Story, Volume 6, Tales of the Underworld, where true crime collides with the furry, funny, and fierce world of the Dust Bunny Mafia. This brand new 32-page comic reimagines real mafia legends, Mad Dog Cole, John Gotti, and more, through the eyes of our animal mobsters. Think The Godfather meets Looney Tunes, packed with action, humor, and full-color storytelling.
The Madness Comic Network and comic-related madness proudly presents Madness Tuesday Morning Brew. Tune in to our content on Comic Talk with Pops Van Zandt on YouTube.
Oh, it's Tuesday. Hey, everybody. Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. And this week sucks. Doesn't it? It's like, it's cold, it's warm, it's cold again. There's a time change. We have some kind of eclipse in here and a Friday the 13th. No, Friday the 14th, right? I don't know. It's just a crazy week. Good morning, William, my new bestie. Good morning, Lupons. Good morning as everybody starts to wake up and we can all yeah, that too. Blood moon also. So I was like, what is up with this week? I don't know. But I ain't got time for that. I have so much stuff to do. You would think that after, campaign was over that I'd have some chance to relax, and I did. I took like one day and I just detached from everything. I think I slept most of it. My kids went to my my parents for the weekend, well, for a day, and my husband and I just like literally slept a day, and it was great. But now we're back to work. Get back to work, everybody. Brandon, good morning. Get back to work. William knows the hustle. He's already been working since 5 a.m. and he knows. So I wanted to show you guys. I went to the laser engraver yesterday and I was working on this is the wooden cover for issue 6. So I got one done. I was working. I know. Get back to work. No time off. It's literally what I've been doing. Surveys went out for Path of the Pale Rider 1 through 6. So if you are waiting for your survey, it's there. It's in your spam folder in your email. Go fill it out, especially if you have ordered a t-shirt or a hoodie, because I need to order all that stuff and put it together. So good morning, Zombie. He's waking up. Zombie, go do your survey. Survey, sir. But Path of the Pale Rider, as you guys know, ended with a bang. Oh my gosh, we killed campaign. In the last 4 days, it took off like a bat out of hell. So we've had a few late backers as well. So we've had a few late pledges, which is great. So things are still going. You can, if you want, still back this campaign. There's a few different tiers that are open for late pledges. Unfortunately, I know he's like, okay. But here is the link. So there's still, you can get, basically it's books that you can get on late pledges. All the fun stuff is closed. All the hot sauce, the t-shirts, the secret rewards, all that stuff is closed. But you can still get books. But like I'm full on into the gathering information and ordering. I'm going to be ordering poker cards today. I got to talk to Von Fox about stickers. I got to order the scratch and sniff stickers. When the funding comes through, which should be on Friday, I'll get the big stuff moving, like the Funko Pops and the secret rewards. We'll all start moving too. So it's all good stuff from here. And I'm actually approved for the Kickstarter for number 7. So I'll be turning on the pre-launch link for that probably this week. So you guys can set up for notification. And number 7 is the big one. Art production. Where is he at? I think he's on page 19 out of 24. So Gilbert is almost done through the pencils. And then so the way that our process goes is Gilbert does the pencils. I do the letters. We kind of adjust where we need to, and then he'll go back and he can fly on inks, and then it all goes to Matt. So we're going to be turning out finished pages pretty soon here, which is great because I want to get this fulfilled by the end of April so we can move on to issue number 7. There's a lot going on. So that's kind of Camp Path of the Pale Rider. And again, if you didn't see this, I'm starting to turn out these lovely wooden plaques from the laser engraver. This is issue 6. Here was the issue 5 one. This one's actually a little small. That's why it didn't get put on a cover. But here, this is what it looks like when they're done. I like this lighter stain. It works better than this darker stain. Ended up being really dark, almost to the point where you lost some of it from far away. You can see the difference, right? So this one. So they're going to be stained like this for the books, but I'll probably still have extra plaques because that's how it goes, So I'll be doing that. I can't wait. I got to clean it. Whoops, upside down. I got to clean it up and then give it a good stain. We'll try to flatten it out a little bit, and then we'll attach it to books when they come in. So enough about me. Let's get this party started. And yeah, let's bring on our guests. Now, you guys know Joe. who has been on the show a couple times, and we've talked about Child's Play. Now we have the pleasure of talking to the woman herself, Sarah Childs from Child Play Comics. I'm going to actually bring her in first because she and I are in the same house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely in the same house. Yep.
When you came on, I was like, Sarah's at my house. I'm so excited.
I especially like the fireplace and the piano. They're my favorite things.
It cracks me up. Joe, obviously, welcome to the show. It cracks me up because if you don't move too much, people think the background is real. And they're like, wow.
I did. The first time I saw it, I legit thought, I was like, wow, she's got a piano, and man, she's doing really good with her comic.
Right. Indie comics must pay well. And I was like, yeah, no, it's not. That's not here. It's not here, guys. So I've actually offered to have Elton John come play later if you hang out until 12:30. Just kidding. So welcome to the show, Sarah. Welcome back, Joe. I hope you're having a good morning. Lots of coffee. And Joe,
I've also been up since 5, so yes, I have had my coffee.
Hey, Robert. Good morning. Let's see who else is here.
I've had my coffee as well.
Good. All right. Oh,
Zombie. I need my coffee in the morning.
Me too. If I don't get some I took my kids were so grumpy this morning. Your kids have been grumpy from the time change? Yes?
No, he's been okay.
Really?
How was he this morning? I was gonna say, normally Joe's the one that wakes up and gets him ready while I'm working. So.
Yeah. No, he's good. We're taking him to SeaWorld after school, so he's happy.
Nice.
Oh, that's true. That would just trump all crankiness right there.
There you go. Like if you're feeling up and you feel good, then guess what? We can go to Disney
and it'll be like, I'm not tired. Even if he's exhausted, like he's going to claim he's not tired because we're going to SeaWorld. So
of course, that's how it goes. My kids, not so much. SeaWorld is not here. So they were grumpy. They didn't want to get up. Yeah, look, I was trying to show you, Zombie. I took a Yeti. And so I really liked the glitter one. It's not going to work. Glitter on one side. And then I got the thumbs up Zombie 13 on the back. So you have christened a Yeti. There you go. I got like 12 more stickers to find homes for. Hey, hi on Rumble if you're there. Welcome to the show. All right, so let's get this party started. Now, Joe, we've heard your origin story twice now, so I'm going to skip you.
Sounds about right.
I was ready for this. This is why I stayed home while she went to your house.
Right, exactly. Joe was like, hey, Sarah's going to come on the show tomorrow. I was like, oh, great. And he was like, I have a feeling I'm going to get left out. And I was like, noted. I was like, I don't get to talk to other women in comics very often. There's only a few of us.
There you go.
So perfect. Now I will do us one better. Just kidding. So Sarah, I would really love to hear your perspective of how you got into comics. Do you read comics? Do you write comics? Do you just support this crazy man? Where are you in this journey? Because I feel like you're more hands-on than, a lot of times we see. You're more like in the background, but I see pictures of you online doing all the things. So I'm going to shut up and you can tell me.
Yeah, well, most of the reason for that is I have my own social media expert employee. He's right below there, so you can see him. He's basically does all the social media stuff, but I do a lot of the outgoing events with him and such, of course. But we do have to juggle the small child too, so sometimes it's like one of us is the babysitter and one of us is at the table, and so on and so forth. I am a teacher by origin, so I am part of the writing and editing side of all this. My main interests are more in the land of tabletop games, which Joe and I write this one together because of the whole premise is that Malia is stuck in a place called the Tabletopian realm.
Right.
And she is thwarting her enemy, the troll, who is just destroying all the games and affecting real life gaming so much because he's destroying the game worlds within the Tabletopian realm. So so she, each issue has a different kind of game that it's themed around. And that's part of the premise for her. So
Yeah.
I come into the writing part a lot for this. And as far as the comics book side of things go, I've read very few comics myself.
Yeah.
Okay. But I have a lot of, writing background.
Right. And then, I mean, like, I didn't read a ton of comics either until I got into comics. I was reading more mainstream stuff like Walking Dead and Who Watches the Watchmen, but I was never like really into superheroes or anything like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like a lot of people that come on the show are like Spider-Man, and you know what I mean? That's their origin story. And I'm just like, I never did any of that. But I love a good story. And I think people can, that's what I love about comics, is that people can become a part of comics from a lot of different avenues. So from reading novels and wanting to show it more visually, or for me, it was like from movies. Like I was in a production company, so I was already thinking visually. And so comics is great because you can find it in any stage of your creative journey and become a part of the community, which I really love. So, I mean, was it Joe that was like, let's do comics, and you were like, sure? Or you were like, I'm writing something. How do we make this a thing? Like, how do we get it in front of people? And like, how did it come about? Shh, Joe, you're being very quiet and good.
Well,
like, no.
Really, like at the beginning, it was both of us because we created the Malia was originally the mascot for our store. And we always had a plan for her to have her own comic line, and then hopefully to do a game spin-off off of that, where we then make games to possibly go with the comics or something, some iteration of that. Right. So we had a one-page origin story for her that we always hung in the store. And it wasn't until we decided to close the physical store that we could really turn our attention to the comics side of it and decide to roll with making her comics. And I do hope to spin off into the games at some point, but it's kind of like a measure of, how many projects can we really handle at the time more than anything. And we wanted to get the comic line first because we were thinking maybe the games could be like a complement to that.
Right.
Like we had those worlds that she was visiting and that kind of thing. Now we do have, for our Kickstarter right now, we have a stretch goal to turn the there's a card.
Sorry.
It's okay.
See, going over Dirty Fatty, you came a little late. We already acknowledged the fact that we are in the same house. Yeah. Sarah came over for the day. Joe stayed home though.
Yeah. Joe got the
short
room that you can see the it is not as fancy as our room. It's his room that he's in there. Not as
Gray Wolf. Good morning. So the stretch goal is what now?
Oh yeah. So we have our two last stretch goals right now are to make a replica of the card that is actually from the comic that shows what Malia's D20 does in this world, because her D20 does something different in each world depending on the limitations and rules of that world and what kind of game it is. So the next stretch goal is a replica card, but the one right after that is me making that replica card into a game, like a little mini game. So cool. I'm really excited because I'm the tabletop gamer person. I'm really excited to try to get to that last stretch goal.
I hear you. See. We're gonna go back to the Kickstarter, guys. I promise, but I have more questions before we get there. So I just wanted to give you guys a tease because since Sarah was talking about it, I figured I would pull it up so you guys can see what she was talking about. But okay, Joe, come on back to the conversation.
I
Sorry,
guess.
I'm being attacked by stuffed animals. Did y'all see that fall off the shelf? I did not make that happen. And this is a new house,
Ooh,
so there
where's
should be no
Nem?
well, we don't know what it was built, we don't know what it was built on, but but the house is new.
Oh my gosh. Our buddy Nem writes books about
But anyway, yeah, I'm here.
possessed. Our buddy Nem does a comic book about possessed dolls. So he would freak out if he saw that bunny attack you.
Well, I think this one is angry because what I use this one for is like if I'm drying a sheet and I gotta prop up the fan, I'll stick the rabbit behind the fan so the fan will stay upright. So he's probably angry with me for that because I do that every week when I do laundry. So that's the beginning of a horror
Later we'll
right
talk
there.
about how that bunny is an heirloom and probably not the best choice for boosting up a fan.
No, he's not. He's not being damaged. He's doing.
Oh
the
yeah,
job.
he's just helping. Just helping.
Ooh, it's gonna be a good show today, guys.
Yeah, he's also the fattest animal up here. I can't use Puss in Boots. He's too thin. He'll just fall through the fan.
Oh, okay. So I see that's your reasoning because he is the most plump. I hate to tell you, Joe, but that's not muscle. That's just stuffing, not muscle.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. So let's tune back in. So let me ask you guys. So I know you guys had a comic book store that you loved, and then Malia was kind of just she was the promo, the what do you call it, the mascot. How do you guys feel about looking back at the comic book store and how it was almost like it had to close in order for Malia to get her time in the light? Is that how you guys feel about it? Like looking back at that journey, can you say like how you feel about that whole thing? Because I know it's hard to close a store. God.
Well, we didn't close it. We actually sold it, so that was a little bit better in that respect.
Yeah, we did an asset sale technically because we kept the name and everything.
Gotcha.
Company. Yeah, and it worked out in our favor. But I don't know if Joe got a chance to tell you that the most of the reason for the closing of the store was because he ended up in the hospital because he stressed himself out too much. And I was like, that's enough, Joe.
Yeah.
We were both working day jobs at the time and then going to the store after the day jobs. So it was just a lot. And we didn't have the little one yet. So we've had a lot of conversations like that. It was probably very timely because there's no way that we could have balanced it with the young child. And also we sold it before the pandemic came around, and that would have been hard to survive as well. So
technically it was good timing, and it was from a stressful situation, but I think, we had that similar situation in our life where it's like moving from Michigan to Texas. It wasn't really in the cards, but when it came up, it was super stressful. But I feel like looking back, if we hadn't done that, we would have been worse off. So I think that you guys dodged a bunch of bullets, like Neo in the Matrix. He just kind of got out of the way, dodged this, right? So Malia is now in production. When did that all start again? Can you remind me?
Joe is the date person, so he will help you with this detail.
Well, the comic making started in 2021, but Malia, the Zero issue came out in 2023, but then last year in 2024, we just experienced a lot of delays, just personal things happening that caused us to have to hold back. But finally, we do have issue 1. I have some advanced copies because we've been doing a lot of events lately. So yeah, but it's one of those things, kind of like what you were just saying. Even getting to issue 1, there's a lot of things that have happened up to that point that had we launched last year wouldn't have been in place yet. Like hadn't met you yet, hadn't met a lot of other creators. So it's just like every year we just added a little bit more. And like I was just on Tyler Carpenter's show last night, and I was telling him one of the good things for us being in all ages, that we focus on all ages and teen, is that some of the opportunities we get do allow for either free events or low cost events, because we could go to libraries. We went to a Comic-Con in a high school a couple of weeks ago, and that was a great feeling because kids who picked up this last year were literally like, "Oh my God, there's a new Malia issue," and I was like, "Oh, that made me feel so good when they
Isn't
were
that
like
great?
recognizing,
Mhm.
and
And
buying
my
it."
heart is like, sorry to interrupt you, babe.
No, you're fine.
My heart is in the literacy for the kids, basically. I
Yes.
used to be a reading interventionist before I got more into operations now in a tutoring company, but before that, I was a teacher and I was a reading interventionist for kids. Well, a variety of different things, but also children with dyslexia. So I just really wanted to focus on having an all ages comic for the kiddos.
Yes.
And then, of course, we have other comics that are for teens as well. But if you look out there, there's just not a lot of all ages comics out there.
There's not.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? You guys, there's Sam Vera, there's George Medina that I can count off just, a few off, my fingers. But it's like reading for kids is so important, and there really needs to be more. A lot of kids prefer that. I mean, look how popular Dogman and Dork Diaries, Captain Underpants, like those kind of books are. And
Yeah.
I just feel like we could do more with that. And then with George and Sam, they both said they came from a different country and learned English by reading comic books.
That's awesome.
So, I think it's super important that we provide all ages, Y7, and my kids love it. So absolutely, we need to do more.
And kids that really struggle with reading, the format of a graphic novel or a comic looks like less of a challenge to them because of all the pictures and because the text is broken up, versus like when they're in the older grade levels, if they're not looking at that, they're looking at a novel, right? Like it's a whole page. It can be very overwhelming for a child who's struggling to read. So comics are just a great way to get kids to enjoy reading that otherwise wouldn't, and that's part of the challenge, is just getting kids to like to read so that they want to read.
I have that struggle with my younger one. She's really proficient at reading. She can read, just finding her stuff that she's interested in. We go to the library and she doesn't pick anything out, and I'm like, there's everything you can possibly want here. Find something.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a challenge. I don't know. The best I can say is look for her real life interests and try to find something to tie into that. I used to read books a lot when I was a kid.
Puppy books and cooking books, and there's this one set of books where it's like the little girl tries all the different hobbies. So we were reading that. She didn't like that. She liked the idea of scary books. She likes the idea of scary books. And then she starts to read them and gets scared.
Oh, maybe mystery, because that's close to scary, but not. I liked mystery a lot as a kid, and I was a proficient reader as well, but I also, it was really hard for me to find things I was interested in, so I was like mystery, and then I would get cookbooks from the library, and I'd get origami books and stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah, so
that's just something to think about, because some of them they can read, they just don't know what to read.
Yep, that's definitely out there too.
Yeah. Back to Malia. So now that you're on issue 1, so we have an issue 0 and we have an issue 1. When is that board game gonna come?
Oh my goodness. I'm not sure. I'm just concentrating on trying to get to the mini game stretch goal right now.
Well, what's the mini game going to be, first of all? How does a mini... See, maybe I need to pick your brain, because I would love to do some type of game for Path of the Pale Rider. I don't know how to make games. And yourself and Christopher Brown, there's a ton of people out there that do tabletop games and mini games and stuff like that. I just that's one of the skill sets I don't have. So first of all, what's the mini game that you were going to plan for? How would it work?
Well, I can, not that I figured out every detail in my head yet, but I can give you an idea. So the issue number 1 is a resource management game. Okay. So the card that she has, that Malia has, is basically you roll the D20 and you get some kind of resource, right? So I was thinking along the lines of having a battle over getting resources, and then having some kind of a key, like these resources equal this, and having people like build out a map with their resources. As you can see, I haven't figured out all the details yet.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the second stretch goal away. I'm going to think about it more.
Like, I just want to do the card first. Stop asking me these questions, Laurie. Sorry.
No. So one of the things, because it is a Kickstarter stretch goal, I was thinking about having people use like materials like paper and pen to kind of construct their map, so to speak, when they get resources. And then they would have to use either a D20 they had on hand, or, you could pull up a virtual one on the computer too, because they're all over the place. But, I had this like vision in my head to like, maybe if we get to another stretch goal, we can do a special D20 or something.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to get it to the 1500 before we add another stretch goal.
Yeah.
So if we get there, before it's actually ending, then we might put that out there. And if not, we might just have to save it for another time, which is fine.
I think you will. You're real close to 1500.
We're getting there. We're getting close.
You're in the last 5 days. Mine, it was like the last 4 days just like went crazy. And so you never know. It's like they always say it's the last 10 days, the last 48, the last 10 hours. Who knows? It's one of those.
It's 48 because
48?
I'm that person that I hit remind me, and then I get the email. You have 48 hours left to back Path of the Metal Rider. Like,
that's you, Joe.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he'll be like, Sarah, we have like a day left to back this. Can you tell me if you want to back it or not?
Oh, yeah. I do that too with board games. Yeah.
See, I'm the one that's backing the comic books, but I'll send the links to the board games to my hubs because he's big into. We have so many tabletop games that he's ordered and we've received, and I was like, I don't think we've ever played this. So I send them all to him and he can decide. So, but same thing. I was just like, oh, there's only 2 days left. You want to look at that? But yeah, so you're coming up to that point. So I think you will have no problem breaking 1500. You'll for sure get there. But I feel you where it's like, I want to do all these cool stretches, but I don't want to add them on until I know for sure we're going to break and then stay above, because other than that, it's, it costs us money. And it's like, I want to do all the cool things, but I also don't want to go broke.
Yeah. You got to find that nice balance.
Right.
So we kind of said to ourselves, if we hit the 1500, then we'll figure out what amount we can add the D20.
Yeah, we've already had 2 fake pledges during this campaign. One that would have thrown off the stretch goals big time, but I'm glad I recognized it and reported it to Kickstarter. They removed it.
What do you mean by fake pledge?
So the first one was super obvious. It was on launch night. We launched, and we had people on the launch party, and they were pledging, and all of a sudden it shot up to $10,000, and I was like,
oh my God.
And thankfully, whatever person did it, because you can see it in the activity, they canceled it, so it went back down. That one wasn't as bad. It just made the party a little awkward because everybody was like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "Don't get excited, guys." I'm like, "I'm pretty sure that's fake." The other one though was a little bit more discreet. It happened about a day or two after the launch, and it was actually somebody who claimed they were from, I think it was from Dallas. It was somewhere in Texas, and it was a very specific number. It was like, I don't remember. It was like $2,250 or something like that. And the key was they wanted no reward.
Yeah. Okay.
And so they're, they're trying to play with your emotion, because they're probably like, oh, they're going to think, oh, this is just what do you call it? Just somebody who's just
philanthropist. Just wanted to, right.
And I was like, no.
Indie comics. Like,
so I really looked up, and there's a way. Yeah, there's a way to report it to Kickstarter, and then you have to explain to Kickstarter, why do you think this is, and so I did it, and within the next 24 hours, Kickstarter, I assume, because I also did an update explaining what happened. So on my activity, it just says the person canceled the pledge. So I don't know if they saw it and canceled it, or if Kickstarter canceled it. because there was no different message. But point is that we didn't have to deal with that on our first Kickstarter, so that was a new problem, a new learning experience this time around.
Weird.
We had real life trolls coming after us when we have a nemesis named Troll in our comic.
Right.
The irony.
We're gonna blame it on that Big Green Meanie. He's acting out. I think he's the one that's trolling the own thing. It seems odd. But yeah, I've heard about that.
Troll goes to Kickstarter.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know if it's bots sometimes. My friend Brandon we think it was a bot because it backed at like $50 and then it raised it to 200 and then it raised it to 500 and then it raised it to 600. We were like, what is going on? It was like, there's no way this is legit. And it was same thing. It was no reward. And it was just like, you got to get rid of that.
Yeah. We've got some little bots in there right now that have pledged $1, and they've got to be bots because their names look like when you hit the keyboard and all the letters come out. Like, it makes no sense. Like all their names are like that. It's like HYSDFDADD. You pledge $1, and I'm just like, why? So the only thing I can see on that is like if you had a stretch goal that was dependent on the number of backers, then that could screw you over because they're not legit. So it's just weird. Some people have nothing better to do, you know.
Yes, it's so bizarre.
Yeah, since our stretch goals are based on amounts of money, it didn't really affect us so much. Yeah. We're just like, okay, minus $3 or whatever.
Right. Right.
A lot of Kickstarters be like, oh, when we had 50 backers, you unlock this stretch goal. And it's like, well, what if they're fake? And now you gotta pay for that stretch goal and you didn't really make it, you know. So
yeah, I feel you. I know. And I was lucky this time around, but it's always bad luck on a Kickstarter where you break a stretch goal and then you announce it and then someone cancels and then you're below again and you're like, haha, just kidding. Now we got to break this stretch goal. Yeah. So I learned my lesson, not this campaign, but the one before, where I just didn't say, I would announce it and then someone would cancel. It happened to us twice. And so this campaign, I just wait, I'm just like, we need at least 3 people past that in order to make sure one cancellation won't take us below. And so we did good. But...
Pop says if they are fake, then the fake people do not get anything. That's right. I just want to send in the
that's right.
The Willy Wonka meme. You get nothing.
Yeah. Hey, sir. I know I've been ignoring the chat. I'm sorry, everybody. Let's go back. So there were some questions about Malia. I doubt, Pops. I don't think Malia likes horror games. She's a little girl. I'm pretty sure she doesn't.
Well, that's not entirely true. We
doesn't really have control over the worlds that she's sent to.
Is she going to horror world?
She's gonna go to a very watered down horror world.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is we would have to keep it all ages if we did that.
Yeah, we have an idea for what's it called? The Betrayal House on the Hill.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But so I don't know if you've ever played that game, but you basically play it up to a certain point, and then one of the players randomly gets chosen as the traitor or betrayer, and then you literally leave the room and go read that booklet, and then you come back and you finish playing the game. So I'm gonna make one later called Betrayal at the House Down the Street or something silly, but it'll be a parody. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
You may also need to include your wife in this plan.
We've talked about this. See, this is the other thing I have to deal with is I have to remind her of things we've talked about. I guess I'll just keep.
I have a fish memory.
Yeah, I'm married to Dory. Don't leave, Laurie.
I was like, we're gonna have this kind of a show. I was like, I'm gonna see my way out of this conversation.
I do forget about conversations that we have a lot, unfortunately. Or I'll be doing something and he tries to talk to me while I'm doing something else, and I'm ADD, and I'm like, no, it's it's not it's been 11 years. You know that this isn't registering right now.
I have to say, my husband is that way. My husband is that way. Where I'm like, okay, this is what's going on this week. This, that, kid's doctor appointment. We got this. I got a meeting. You got to go here. And then he's like, got it. And then tomorrow he's just like, Can you tell me all of that again?
Yep. Sounds
I'm gonna make you
familiar.
a list.
When Joe does that to me, I'm like, that physical calendar we have hanging in the kitchen like old people? I need you to go write on there, please, so I can go
we
look at
need
it later.
those. I feel like we need to do that. We need to bring back big physical calendars. We were looking into
That's
one of those
that's
big
how we
digital
survive.
ones.
Yeah.
Like those big digital ones are expensive.
Yeah,
I was like, let's get a digital calendar. That would be cool. Put it on. They're like $600. And I was like,
No,
paper calendar sounds great.
$14 at the Go Calendar store.
Right. And this one is Golden Doodles. Hooray.
Your
So
show
what's
was on the physical calendar. We wrote it down.
Yeah, see? Nice. Love Child. Child's Play. It'll say Love Child's Play, Emily. I can't wait for the Trolling issue 2.
Oh, thank you, CL. Yeah, CL.
Thank you.
He got Child's Play 0, and
Cool.
we backed his book 2, which I was just looking at. I think it was called Drunk Mom or something like that.
Yeah, his drunk mom. That's an interesting book, isn't it? Where it's like people just assume that she's relapsing and she's drunk, but really she's out fighting crime. Funny.
That's the excuse I'm going to use from now on.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm just a vigilante. I'm not. I wasn't up all night. Not drinking.
It always
Old Dirty
warms
Fatty
my
says
heart.
he loves the trailer. 1D20 to rule them all.
Oh, thank you.
Let me do some.
It always makes my heart happy when I hear like people actually like what we're putting out.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like people buy it, you assume they like it, right? But when you get
you never know. I mean, like
nice.
Again, I like my series. It's not for everybody, but we do a lot of good stuff, and you're hoping that when they get the book, they read it and they enjoy it. But they could read it and not enjoy it. So but at least they're taking giving it a shot. But I think with your guys' stuff, it's great for kids, and I love all ages stuff where the adults can read it, the kids can read it, and everybody gets a different level of enjoyment out of it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Where the parents are kind of reminiscing about things that they did. The kids are off on their own adventure in their mind. It definitely works for everybody. What's going on? Oh my gosh, chat. Fatty is a nice troll.
yes. Because he was like,
hey, some of us are trolls are nice people, but not many. That's what that's in reference to. Yeah. Yes, and it was definitely Crom breaking the internet and putting fake pledges on their stuff. Thanks, Pops. Slaughterville Jr., Chris. Oh, there you go, Chris. Do a all ages Slaughterville.
Because we were talking about doing a horror. Their horror game. They need a junior.
Well, Chris does this tabletop game, and he writes comic books and novels, all based in his town called Slaughterville, where like all of the horror tropes exist. And like as you travel around the town, you can encounter like the B version of Freddy Krueger, the B version of Jason. He changes them up, but you still have to be able to deal. Like you're either reading the story or you can play the tabletop game. We played an RPG version called Slaughterville, Pops and I, and that's how Karen Needlemeyer was born. So it's totally Chris's fault. We blame him for our new show, Killer Karen, where Karen Needlemeyer is unleashed on the indie community and puts everybody in their place, apparently. So I have to agree with stuff.
Very nice.
Yes. Hey, good morning, Al. Sorry, let's get caught up real quick. It's all action, my friend. We have 2 calendars, one for our day-to-day and one for that makes sense too. Yeah, he does look kind of like Crom, the Green Meanie. Yeah. We'll be laying out the Slaughterville RPG this Thursday. Playing. Yeah. With new people. There's going to be some new people playing, so that'll be fun.
I think last time I was on, you asked about, how to write the all ages, and I was telling you that we try to make it truly all ages. I learned from the old Justice League cartoon that the creators were always like, we were making a show for kids, but we're not writing it for kids. And even when I wrote a lot of this. Sarah was like, you're using a lot of high language here. And I'm like, yeah, because I was taught not to dumb it down for kids. If there's a word they don't understand, they have Google, they can
Look it up.
figure
Yeah.
it out. So, but
Good morning, Josh Perry.
but that way, and also with the tabletop references, most kids are probably not going to get it. They probably haven't played D&D or Sailors of Catan, but their parents might get it if they've played it. So,
some kids have. I know
That just depends
D&D
what
groups
kids
in
you're
our
talking
neighborhood.
about.
yeah, that's why it depends on the age or
The age, yeah,
their
the age
exposure.
too. But
Mhm.
I mean,
I
our 4-year-old plays a lot of stuff, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well he's a prodigy when it comes to the games, and I think that's because he's your son, because he has your genes for that.
That's funny. It's in the genes, people. Your
he
kids
lucked
are
out.
gonna love video games and not video games, comic books and tabletop games and all of that nerd culture. It's great.
Yeah,
Good
well,
morning, Dustin. Nice to see you,
he's
sir.
leaning more towards tabletop now because we've taken him to Free Comic Book Day a couple of times, and he'll get stuff, but he's not like constantly reading it, but he plays a game before bedtime every night. So
That's cool.
He loves books too.
yeah,
It's just
Right.
I feel like I don't know what it is. I feel like that maybe it's just the format of the comic book that he's not used to, because it's like it's more like the paper, the classic paper ones that I noticed that he's less drawn to. But if it's like a hardcover graphic novel or something, then he's more about it.
oh, that's true. He did get that Tiny Teen Titans graphic novel this past weekend.
Or like the Chi-Chi and Pepe one that we got. It's a paperback cover, but it's not that the classic comic book paper.
Hi, Matt. Good morning. Thanks for stopping by. Love everybody here in the chat. This is great. I love the chat. This is such a great chat for the show. I really enjoy you guys. And so today we're talking about Malia Mayhem. Oh, Matt Campbell, let's show off some Kickstarters. Matt runs a show on Action Line Studios where have you ever been on the show, Joe?
No, we were on the Wheel of Destiny, but we didn't get it. So I'm going to try one more time this week.
It's fun.
Try one more time before our Kickstarter ends.
Yeah.
I know. That was me last time where I was like, I put it on, it didn't win. Put it on, didn't win.
Thank you. He had it set up for one more try. Thank you, Matt.
Yes. Yeah. And that's how it worked for me, because it was like the Friday that my Kickstarter ended. And I got on the wheel and I was like, yes. And I won the show. I was like, so redemption, right? So, but I love that show because it's like, you don't have to even go on it, and sometimes I'm too busy and I can't even see the show, but they're doing such a good job of promoting, live Kickstarters. The one that wins, they get support. And then also just like helping people, like if you want to know, if you're new, like, not us, but if you're new to the Kickstarter game and you want tips about how to set up a successful Kickstarter, it's a great way to have people that are more experienced kind of tell you, like, this is what I see on this Kickstarter that's good. This is maybe something that can improve. Have you thought about this? And so they give constructive criticism in a way to help everybody grow. And that's what we really want, is what can I do better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I highly recommend that show. You're welcome, Matt. You know what? You should bring that show here to the madness. I'm just saying. You can bring it here. It's an option. All right, back to Malia Mayhem. I'm gonna watch this video, everybody. Ooh. I'm gonna make it big.
Malia Marinelli was just your average geeky girl. She loved tabletop gaming, cosplay, and attending Comic Cons. At one such con, she came across a mysterious, magical D20. When she touched the D20, it instantly teleported her to the Tabletopian realm. She met the Game Master, who chose Malia to be the defender of the realm. The mischievous creature known as Troll was teleporting to different worlds within the realm and wreaking havoc. Troll's interference caused gamers in the real world to inexplicably lose while playing tabletop games. As frustrated gamers stopped playing certain games in the real world, those areas in the realm started falling apart. She adopted her cosplay character name, Malia Mayhem. Her job now is to stop Troll and restore the realm, all the while wondering which adventure will be the one that will lead her back home. Now you can follow Malia's adventures in her own comic book. Pick up one of 5 exclusive covers or collect them all. Plus, every tier comes with a copy of Malia Mayhem number 0. But hurry, this offer won't last forever.
Woo! I love the music.
Thanks. Yeah, a friend of ours did the voiceover. He's got like the perfect radio voice. So I always told him, I'm like, I've got to use you for a Kickstarter video.
Yeah. I was just gonna ask. I was like, "Did you do that voice show?" I was like,
I wish, man. If I had his voice, I would be on the radio or doing a podcast or something.
That's funny.
But,
yeah, great video. I love the Saturday morning cartoon kind of vibe with the TV. Told you everything you needed to know. Got to see some art. Only a minute and a half. It's good. It's good.
yeah,
Project We Love. I love how you put the GIF there.
That's what they gave. So
That was so exciting when we got that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It was like really quick after we went live.
Yeah, I've never
Wasn't it,
understood
dear?
exactly what you have to do to get that.
I don't either.
I've
You
heard.
have to be one that they love.
Well, no,
I don't know.
I don't know if it's a specific person who's like checking every single Kickstarter and then they get to do that, but
Hi, Robert. Thanks for joining us. I don't know. I feel like the rules changed, or I don't know. It's kind of on a whim because we got Project We Love for our very first campaign and have never gotten it again. Like, what happened? Am I not cool anymore?
only the first one's free. Now you got to pay.
I guess. Like we already donated. We already gave blood. Get out.
Mhm.
Yeah, there is no criteria. It's just the weirdest part.
Yeah, I feel like it's like either one person or it's a group of people that they just have like when you come across one you like, you just give them this badge.
Mhm.
I don't know, like that's what I always thought. It's like whenever someone at a comic book store says favorite pick,
Right.
from the crew, it's like literally someone just like this is their
I
favorite.
guess. Yeah, it's like highlight of the week. But it was like 265 live campaigns at the same time. It's like, how do you get
Yep.
on that list? That's great.
Yeah.
though. Congratulations getting on that list. All right, so here we are. I love this. We could start out with a page, the origin of Malia Mayhem. And so you get to see, this is great because you get to see a finished page. You get to see the art and you get to see the origin itself, which is so important to this story. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, that's the one that used to hang up at our store. But
The
of course
face-
the art has been revised on it since then. and
yeah.
such. But but that's the official origin from the store back in the day.
Yeah,
And
I
this
think
is cute too. Look, where it goes from like rough sketch. Someone drew this on a napkin, right? And then
a digital napkin. Yeah.
yeah, digital napkin. It's basically like just draw this character and then into fruition, which is really cool.
I was gonna say I watched some of your video with Sean Wood
Mhm.
last week, and you guys were talking about the video and how many plays you had and stuff. And
Yeah.
that's the reason I put the origin down there because a lot of people just don't play the video, and everybody
Don't.
has made such a big deal. Oh, you got to have a video. We didn't in the first Kickstarter, and this time I was like, okay, I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna make it myself. And
Well, even Kickstarter will say like campaigns with videos tend to have a better success rate.
mhm.
There are a lot of visual people out there, so that makes sense. I feel like it depends a lot on the person. Like for me, like I like to read directions more than I like to watch a video of directions because I
Ooh.
learn better that way.
And I'm the opposite.
Some people, yep, he is the exact opposite. Some people,
Right.
they might just see the video and be like, I don't know how long that is. I'm just gonna skip it, without even looking.
Right. Or sometimes they'll look and see, they'll be like, okay, it's a minute 30. Okay, that's, and if it's 3 minutes, they're like, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yep.
So, or they might watch the first 10 seconds and be like, I'm out. So that's just kind of our culture, I think, at this point with like Vines and TikToks and short form videos. We all now have the same attention span as Sarah, which is about 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yep. No, I heard you. I heard you there. Joe didn't join in with you. I'm not sure why.
It's like, oh, that fell flat.
I
Sorry,
think
guys.
you lost Joe's
zoned-
attention.
Yeah,
and
I
that was
zoned out for a second. I'm sorry. I was reading what Pops was saying. I'm sorry.
Ah, you
Maybe
ruined
he
my
goes both
joke.
directions in the relationship, so it makes it a lot of fun.
hmm
Except he
Yeah.
has the H in his too.
You should have seen how
Not
frustrated she was.
officially, but it's
How
like
she would get
anybody.
trying to read me directions in the early days of the shop, especially.
Yeah, and then after 11 years, I gave up. Now we just start playing the game, and he loses the first time because
And that's how I
You know,
learned. It's like life.
how we
I
learn,
had to
yeah.
lose the first time, and then I learned.
I'm like, okay, why did you do that, Joe? Now see, look me, I'm gonna beat your pants off now.
Oh, being
Oh,
married
did
is
you regret
fun,
that
guys.
decision? No, that's because you didn't let me teach you the directions. So.
You're like, this is what you get. This is payback. Makes me laugh. All right, so every tier gets a copy of Malia Mayhem 0. So okay. Dang, you
Yeah, and
guys.
even we how
Yeah,
would
so
you
basically
describe
you're
the
getting 2
redunning of it,
comics.
Joe? Did you hear me, babe?
He did not.
How would you describe the redoing of 0? How it's different from the first time we sold it?
Uh-oh.
I
What
don't
did
know
you
if
say?
he's lagging or what's going on there.
I think Joe is lagging.
Can you hear me, Joe?
Yeah. Okay, say it one more time.
Yeah, your mouth is not matching your words. You're definitely lagging. Okay.
It's about a 4-second lag. So Joe, I'm gonna remove you, log out and log back in.
There you go. Forced removal. That's what you do.
At least there's more than one of us. So it's like it's hard when there's lag and it's like you gotta just get through it. But you're here, so he can log out and log back in. All right.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I just his memory is better than mine for things like this.
Gotcha.
Because
This is super cool.
think this one was that we got it re-lettered officially with our new letterer from the first time we sold it. Because there has been if you have the 0 already, this one is different because it's been updated since then. The story hasn't changed, of course, but visually
Right.
updated.
But I just think it's cool that ooh. There you are. Any better?
What about now?
Yeah, I think it's good.
That seems better.
All right.
Your mouth is
Okay.
moving, matching your words now. So
Yeah, I think we've determined it's this laptop because we have brand new high speed internet,
Mhm.
and I used to have this problem in the past with this laptop. So this is kind of an
the
experiment.
laptop is starting to get old. It's
It's a COVID laptop. We bought it during the pandemic. So.
it's just trying to survive now.
So you were asking me something about 0. That's all I kept hearing.
How is the new 0 that they're getting in this Kickstarter different than the original one we sold?
Yeah.
Because I know there were updates.
Oh, it's just cosmetic updates. The
Yes.
front cover, everything has been made to look more uniform. It now says all ages at the bottom of our logo, just like it does on number 1. That's more just for parents at Comic Cons; they can see it clearly.
Yeah.
Did our logo get updated since the first, or since we originally released 0, or did it have the updated one?
No, that's the updated one that our friend Jesse, the one that came on with me last time, Laurie, he updated the logo.
Jesse is such good people, by the way. When I was at Texoma, he and Rafaela came out and they brought me a whole box of donuts. I was like,
oh, nice. Yeah, he did tell me he saw you. I was so jealous.
cool.
I was like, I wanted to see Laurie first before you.
He drove all the way out to Oklahoma to see me. So,
which is funny because he lives within 30 minutes of you in Dallas.
yeah, he's in Plano.
So,
but they were so cool, and I really appreciate you introducing me to Jesse because he's a good guy. So I went and passed out those donuts, though. I did not eat them all. So everybody knows.
I'm surprised he didn't bring you those Brazilian coffee candies he raved about on your last show.
He was talking about those, but he didn't bring me any. No.
Apparently, they're very special, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, that's all. Speaking of him too, on the very last page, he did. Let's see if it'll show up on the camera. He did a custom ad for both our companies. So now it says Dinosaur on one side and Child's Play Comics on the other side.
It's pretty.
And, it has a collage of all our books. So yeah, he, obviously his day job is being an art director for Gearbox, and so he wants to make everything look pretty, like he says.
Yeah. Make it look pretty.
Joe, I want to know if I got confused or not.
Mhm.
Did we have the lettering updated on this one since we first sold it?
On Zero?
No,
issue
not,
Zero?
no, not for Zero.
Not for Zero. I'm sorry, I got confused. It's me then. We have a new letterer for our issue 1.
Gotcha.
So that's why I got confused, because I didn't remember if we had the lettering redone on Zero or not. That's why Joe's here, because I can't remember.
No, she did the lettering for Teen Strike, and we really liked what she did.
Yeah.
And so, and she is from Venezuela, I believe.
Nice.
And
That's right. That I remember for some odd reason.
But yeah, and she's the reason that we have that card as a stretch goal. Because when she made that image, she gave me the file and was like, yeah, here you can have it. And so we're like, well, let's make this into a real card as a stretch goal. So
yeah, she did a really beautiful job with that card.
Yeah.
Excited for her to do all the cards of the future, because it looks like a real playing card. It's really nice.
I love that. I love that. It's like when you get those playing cards and they look legit, and you're just like, oh, you just want to make all of them, right? And you're like, everybody needs your own card now. What's this?
Oh, that's
the box of cereal.
That's Fish Lee. He did that cover. We actually, we actually went on his stream. He it's under his YouTube channel, and I told him that we wanted to do this, and he was like, that sounds like so much fun. And I mean, he's the reason that the D20 marshmallows are there. He came up with that on the spot. And what did we talk about that night, Sarah? We were trying to determine what are the little holes in the Cheerios called.
Oh yeah, they're spores.
Yeah,
I think we had to double check with the internet.
I think we settled on those are
There's
he was
a name
drawing.
for that?
Yeah, he was drawing all the little pores on the Cheerio. If you zoom in on Malia's screen, you can see them. And he drew all the fruit, and I mean, we love Fish. Like he's been so awesome. And
this is so funny if you guys read this, because up here it says now with 250% of your daily allowance of sugar.
Yep. Yep.
Now with new marshmallow dice. Ooh.
Yeah, our joke is that if you were to leave those marshmallows out and they would dry, they'd probably cut the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, they're still like that. Cereal enlarged to show texture. Malia Mayhem and Giant Spoon not included.
You do get an exclusive troll figure, though.
That's funny. Like, this is 100% Fish. It's great.
I love that exclusive troll figure.
Yeah. He's at the bottom
in the future. Who knows?
In the little bag. Yeah, you could totally. Where is it? I was like, you could even do like little standees. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
I will make and biggin.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna show off Sad Pancake. That was
no. He's downstairs on the mantle where no one can touch him because he's special.
Yeah, Sarah, I have not had a chance to explain to Sarah what Sad Pancake is. If you want to do the honors.
Sad Pancake is a accidental undead dog in my story. We had this very hard scene where one character unalives a bunch of other characters, and my new artist drew a puppy into that scene. The puppy was not originally in the script. I made him shoot that puppy at the end of the page, and then shenanigans ensued. Now we have Sad Pancake. Well, the fandom named the puppy. I didn't name the puppy. The fandom named the puppy. And then they got the issue where we shot him. So that's me
Oh,
drinking
I
my
was
tears
thinking
of my
that,
leaders.
that was going to be like a, roadkill kind of situation with the sad
Well,
pancake.
kind of, but in my world, it's like you can shoot the animals and they just come back. So he's just a forever puppy.
Oh,
named Sad
okay.
Pancake. So he's
I mean,
cute,
he's less sad then. That's
I
good.
mean, he really isn't sad. He's just undead. But his name is Sad Pancake.
There's a
And
t-shirt.
so now we have Sad Pancake figurines and stickers and merch because
Oh,
everybody
neat.
is now super excited about Sad Pancake. And I blame Gilbert Perez. It is all his fault. I never wrote into the story where we shot a dog. I'm not that cruel.
It's just like all those horror films you see where they shot the dog. Why?
There is a whole website about that. It's literally called "Does the Dog Die?" So you can go to the site and see, like, okay, I'm gonna watch Marley and Me, but does the dog die? And then you can be like, oh, it died. I don't want to watch the movie. If you don't want to go through it. So this gentleman, Zombie 13 Customs, is the very talented man that made the little Sad Pancake figurine. Super, super cool. And it was a surprise too, because I went on a podcast with Zombie and Dustin from Geekman, and we were talking about the story, and I told him the story of Sad Pancake. And then I went back on a different show, ADHD Theater, with them later on the campaign, and he was like, look what I made. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I must have it. So he sent it to me, and it's on my mantle where no one else, my kids and my dog, can't get to it. So haha.
Very important. Yes.
People came at me in the chat like, I need that. And I was like, yeah, that one's mine. Look, it's Crom's older brother. Look. Speaking of Crom Pops, look. Don't that look like a Slimer Crom head?
Yeah.
So who did this one?
So this is a friend of ours, Freddie Lopez from San Antonio. We made friends with him when we had our store. He does all kinds of great fantasy art. One of my favorite pieces that I still need to buy another copy was called Goblin Party, and it literally shows a bunch of goblins hitting a piñata. Like it was hilarious, and I love it. And so he loves the idea of Malia, and he actually originally gave this to us as fan art. And I was like, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah, I love the character." And then when I showed it off, everybody was like, "That needs to be a variant cover." And I'm like, "Freddie, that's your choice. Like, you gave this to us." He's like, "Yeah, do what you want with it." I'm like, "Thank you so much." Like, he is so gracious, and
amazing.
He's such a great person, and yeah,
That's
his
awesome.
stuff, all his stuff has that look to it, and I mean, he's got a great style. And most of the events that he does in San Antonio, he'll literally have an easel up, and he'll pick something to draw throughout the entire convention. So by the time the end of the convention comes, it'll be complete, and he'll have it for sale. And it's definitely attention getting when you walk by and you see him working on something. You're like, whoa, what is that? So.
Yeah, I don't know how artists do that. Like Gilbert does that too, where he'll work on sketch covers at the table. And I just feel like I would be interrupted 17,000 times and get pissed off. Like, just leave me alone so I can finish this. But then that like defeats the purpose of being at the table, right? Because you're trying to sell your wares. Yeah. And I just like, don't talk to me. I'm trying to make things. This is probably why I don't do art, because be interrupted all the time. Beautiful cover. Oh, we got a Calvin and Hobbes cover. Woo! This one's nice.
Yeah,
that green meanie, get out of here. Then Bender, eh? This is great.
He's actually out of Austin, and I want to say he probably did this cover back for us either at the end of 2022. Yeah, I think it was, because I used this cover for our last Kickstarter for Child's Play Comics number 0, but I was like, we've got to use it again for Malia, especially since we're probably not going to reprint it with the other.
I mean, it's so adorable.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, and Calvin and Hobbes is definitely a big inspiration for me growing up. So when I saw his work emulated that, I'm like, oh, we've got to get a cover from him. So,
well, we've got like all the different like opposites of troll. We've got
yeah.
Oh,
Freddie's like troll, and then we've got
Here's
Bender's one.
Canon,
like woohoo,
Canon troll. Right. We have action figure troll. We have super scary. Yeah. What?
Sarah, do you want to tell the
Good.
story of what our son said when he saw the scary troll?
Oh my gosh, I
What?
can't. I don't know if I can remember the exact wording he used.
Oh,
Why
well,
is-
he knows what troll is because he sees Malia, us working on Malia all the time. And so I'm scrolling through and I'm scrolling past that. He goes, "What's that?" 4 years old. And I'm like, "That's troll." He goes, "That's a scary troll." And I'm like,
Mm.
"Okay, scroll to the next one. Go to
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
this is more for
There's a-
you.
there's the
This
silly
one.
troll."
Yeah.
There you go. There's the silly troll. Don't have nightmares,
Second.
please.
Yeah, no nightmares. No therapy. We'll keep scrolling. Ooh.
So this one's cool because this is a friend of ours who we made friends with her and her family when we had our store. She's a local cosplayer. She does art,
Oh.
obviously. She writes. She also has a new little one that was just born in November.
Yay.
And she, she actually did fan art for us back in the store. I still have it in our Facebook. And I was like, "You want to do a cover?" And she was like, "Oh, of course
That's
I want
so
to do a
cool.
cover for y'all." So she drew this one, and I think she did a great job, and
Yeah.
now she'll get to have an official.
Very thematic of the issue too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thieves Guild is pictured in it, which is in the actual issue. It goes along with the story. So.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh, speaking of swag, don't let me forget. We're gonna do the thing, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
I've got
Oh, the thing, yeah.
Yeah. 20 minutes. We'll do the thing.
okay.
Stick around, everybody, if you want to see what or hear what the thing is. The thing.
No,
We're gonna do the thing.
After 20 minutes, you got to be here if you want to find out what the thing is.
Yeah,
That's how-
you don't leave. You need to stay here for at least 20 minutes to find out about the thing. This is cool. So we got all the covers and the swag for $49. That's a pretty good deal. All right, and now we're on add-ons. So give me what you got. Let's see. Blank sketch covers. Could only be purchased as add-ons, $10. These are nice. And it's the good paper, right?
Yeah,
The sketch cover paper.
Yeah, I bought those specifically as sketch covers. So,
Mm-hmm.
and we have these stickers that we put
Oh,
together.
sorry.
That's
Going the wrong way.
all, with the exception of the logo in the middle, which is the new one that Jesse made. Everything else is images from the store.
Aw.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a little history there. We
Down
did
memory lane.
like a
I like
veteran.
this.
There's a Veterans Day one. Her in the bathing suit is from summer camp. Then we did one, during Christmas time. There, she made a D20 out of snow.
Cute.
Had somebody do her chibi style, and then there's the original, and then her jumping was the one we had on T-shirts for the.
Yes, but I'm wearing
Oh,
that.
that's right. Yeah, she's got it on right now. Then I also use that
Cute.
same jumping one for the pins.
Acrylic pins. These are nice. And here we are at the
Some
stretch.
look
I
cool.
love this. This is so cute, you guys. It's just a way to keep track of where everybody is on the stretch goals.
We're so close to the 1500.
Oh, so close. Look,
Next
let's go
goal,
back up.
everybody.
Do. I always do it the hard way. There we go. All right.
All right,
So,
we had gotten closer since last time I looked.
we're at 61 backers and 1411. So if you guys want to chime in, it's going across the bottom here, but I'm going to drop the linky Lou in the chat one more time for everybody. Put it up there. So since we're into the shopping part, feel free to. Sorry, it covers up Joe's face. Sorry, Joe.
That's fine.
Mhm. It was her plan all along.
Aha! So what's some of the cool stuff people are already getting that has been unlocked?
Yeah, so we have the cool bookmark as pictured.
Yeah.
And we have the postcard, which is a special print by Tina Pratt we had done
That's
there. And yeah, then we're trying to get up to our Bully of Baton card replica there, which is Bully of Baton is the issue #1 title. So yeah, and then
Pops. Okay. Hold on a second.
my
Are you
God.
saying he looks like this? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I can see it. You think?
Facebook DM. That's funny.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely the most menacing
okay.
picture of troll we've ever seen.
Yeah, I could
Probably
see
never
it.
will.
Cool.
Yep, and that
Creative team.
2000 is when it turns into a mini game.
We're see it could go. You know, it really
we'll
could.
see.
So you'll have to put your thinking cap on, and then I would love to be a fly on the wall and watch you create a game because I think that's super cool. All right, creative team. If you guys don't know already, this is Joe and Sarah, and then we have Carla, lovely picture. Why do the artists always take the best dang pictures?
Because they know how to
Just back it
set
already.
everything
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Where's the thing? I'll play the thing.
Just back it already.
Oh gee, I wonder who does his voice.
Yeah, who does that one? Is that you, Pops, in there? Pops does the ones for you've seen the Deep Thoughts by Dwayne Fink, right?
Oh, I think I've only seen one. I remember that.
Deep Thoughts by Dwayne Fink.
Does Big James avoid eating clowns because they taste funny?
This has been Deep Thoughts by Dwayne Fink.
Hey, Jude, wait up!
It's funny.
So maybe I think it could be Pops with that voice with like some kind of that was Doc. Okay. Like some kind of voice enhancement. Funny. But seriously, like every single artist picture that I have, they're always like the just biggest smile, most beautiful, like posed. Dude, Marco DeFeo had pictures like he was, I couldn't even, it was like model shoots. And I was like, why? It's not fair. I'm like,
Laurie,
I can't.
I could totally see you doing a glamour shot, and that would be your Kickstarter. This is the creator of Path of the
Like I've tried, it don't turn out. Like
no, you got to go to like I've seen.
Like full on 80s glamour shot.
Yeah, I've seen them start opening, like not the official one, but like places that do hair and stuff will do like a glamour shot day or something. You got to jump on that.
Superimposed. Like there's you looking serious, and then there's you looking even more serious in the corner.
Yeah,
like, that's funny. Fish Lee, what does Fish Lee do for you guys, or is it just for the cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the cereal box cover?
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually try to put all the variant
That's
cover
nice.
artists as well, and try to link to their sites if they have them.
Oh, that's smart. I should do that too. Taking notes. Why come to Kickstarter? We love the Kickstarter community and have met many great creators because of it. So even going as far as to carry other books by indie creators because of this platform. Yeah. But we need funds to keep our projects going and take them to the next level. So we hope you consider backing this book to help us reach our goals and bring you more awesome books. And people have heard me say this. I'm sorry, chat, if you've heard me say this, but running a Kickstarter campaign is the most important time for indie creators because it's what guarantees that we can continue doing what we do. And so I'm a super backer. I've backed a ton of projects. I know a ton of people in the chat are super backers and back a ton of projects. And it means a lot to us as creators, that we get the support that we do so we can continue to bring good stories. Does Fish own cats?
He might.
I don't know
I'm
the
not
answer to that. Yeah, I was
sure.
going to say, does Joe know the answer to that? Because I don't.
I don't know. He might have mentioned animals at some point. We've been
Why
on
is-
the show several times.
I'm just curious why you're curious.
Maybe he's been doing a play, why would the fish own a cat?
Fish on the cats. Yeah. Shipping usually funds in about 2-3 weeks after campaign. That's quick. We will send out digitals. We usually send the campaign fund. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading this wrong. Kickstarter usually sends funds 2 to 3 weeks. We will send out digitals about a month, and then all backers will get a drop link to the email, and then the Kickstarter, keep an eye out for that. All physical comics will come bagged and boarded, sent in Gemini mailers. Amen. We provide tracking numbers. If your package is lost or damaged, we will replace. However, if your package is marked as delivered, then we cannot offer a replacement. It is our experience with the postal provider. Each have their own method for filing a claim in this situation. I like that you put that there just to clarify, because a lot of people don't. So it's always a question of what do I do if things don't arrive, or what if I do, if things come damaged. But the first thing everybody should do is reach out to the people. Like reach out to your whoever's running the Kickstarter and have a conversation, right? Because depending on what's in the box, it might be easy to replace. Sometimes it's not. So
yeah, just reach out to us. Don't blast us on social media first.
No, just come to us and tell us the situation. We want you to be happy. We want, right?
We had that happen one time. We didn't even have the physical store yet. We were still selling at conventions, and this one person, she bought a Harry Potter game, and she claims
it was Doctor Who. I thought, wasn't it the Doctor Who Yahtzee, or am I mixed up?
No, it was the board game for.
I wonder what I'm thinking of. Anyway, go on.
Because she gave us this whole thing that her boyfriend looked it up, and that we overcharged because she looked at all the different social medias and just blasted us. And then we started having a conversation, and she finally was like, okay, well, thank you for talking to me about it. And I was like, yeah, can you please remove all these blasts that you did? I'll help you. And I still could never figure out because I mean, back then, especially, we were just going by whatever retail was. We weren't marking anything up or whatever. So, but yeah, that's the only time that we have literally been blasted online by the same person in multiple platforms. Just
right.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, just talk to me, please, and I'll help you.
Yes. I mean, just have a conversation. That's usually step one, is just get there. I had a situation where someone got a damaged book, and it's like they were local. I shipped them their stuff. I ended up taking a trip out to, I think it was Pastime Comics, and just dropped off another one. So I was going there anyway. I was just like, he can pick it up. He picked it up from the store. It was, it works out. But just have to have that conversation. So, all right, we got issues 1 and 0 digital only for $5. That's buy one get one free, people.
That one's only through Kickstarter, because at our website we do offer digital, but they'll go back to being separate.
Right. Issue 1 and 0 all covers digital only. So this is like a digital deluxe. So $8 gets you all the digital art, which is super cool.
Yeah, that one is also only on Kickstarter, because I'm not going to offer that at our website.
No. Cover A, issue 1 and 0 physical and digital, $10. You guys.
Yeah, we even carried that over into the events too, and a lot of people take advantage of that.
That's a huge deal, because you're getting 2 physical copies and 2 digital copies for $10. That's easily double the price.
Yeah.
And it looks like you carry that down. Cover C, cover D.
Yeah, this time we just decided to keep the prices all uniform. I know sometimes people, we did that on our last Kickstarter too, where some of the ones that we paid more for, we charged more for, but we were just like, let's just keep this one simple, and that way conventions too, because I'm always trying to think ahead of the people who were going to be in front of at conventions, because I know a $10 book on Kickstarter is pretty normal, right? But a lot of people at a convention, if you tell them, well, this one book is $10, and they're like, but if at the same time I hold up the 2 of them and I'm like, well, you can get both of them for $10, you're essentially offering them the same thing. But it's that perception. Customer perception was one of the main customer service things that I was taught,
Yes.
So
we could have a whole show about setting up a table, how to sell books, how to get people to a table, how to set up your table to make it look appealing. That's a whole art in of itself. There's Kickstarter, there's cons, you know what I mean? There's just, depending on where you're going, there's so many different tactics that I think people can benefit from talking about. So it's just interesting. And then the big one, all the comics and all the swag, $50. Well, $49. So under $50. There we go. Save money when you get all the things. Plus, a coaster, a chibi circle sticker, a keychain, a glitter sticker, a magnet, a logo button, and a 1 D20 die cut label. I would love to see the red D20s somewhere on these campaigns at some point. You don't think you can get those for like in bulk?
It just depends because when we used to use Chessex is the big company that does dice that we would get from, and I don't know that because we're not really considered a store anymore. I don't know if they would sell to us in bulk, but that would be nice.
But you have a business though.
Yeah, but a lot of these retailers, especially as we were getting out of it, they were like getting more stringent about you have to have a physical store if we're going to deal with you, basically. So
that's lame.
Yeah, that's why we couldn't even get comic books until we had a physical store. Before then, it was all board games, going from con to con. So,
gotcha. Lame. I don't need a physical store. I just want dice.
I don't know what this means, Laurie, but when you were giving your speech about supporting Kickstarters and how important it is, Puss in Boots jumped off the shelf. So I don't know if he doesn't agree with you or what.
I've never seen him have so many problems with stuffed animals.
Yeah, and the one that's here that you think would cause problems is the Grinch, but he hasn't done anything. He's just been hanging out. Maybe it's the Grinch after his heart grew.
Maybe there's a poltergeist on your shelf that's just
it's a very lame poltergeist.
It's a poltergeist of a cat.
Yeah, it just keeps
right. They just want to knock things off the shelf. All right, so we're gonna do the thing. I know you've all been waiting. If you're still in the chat and you're hanging out to find out what the thing is, we're gonna do a giveaway. We're going to give you some swag. Why don't you tell them what it is, guys?
Sure. I don't know if you saw that picture I sent you. If not, I have the physical swag here.
I got it. Sorry.
That's all right.
I have so many things. I have too many tabs open. Closing. La, scrolling. Still scrolling. Here we go. Share this tab. There we go, guys. So we got some swag. We got some cool swag from Malia Mayhem.
So basically, if you pledge support right now during Laurie's show, has to be during Laurie's show, so you got about 30 minutes left. Whether you do physical or digital, we will enter you in a drawing to get some of this exclusive swag. And when I say exclusive, it's none of this. Only one of these is actually on the campaign, but you have to buy all the swag tier for it. So there, starting on the left, is a card for one of our first book that we ever published, which is called How to Hunt a Hero, which is actually with my friend Roy. We're college buddies, and it was the one that he approached me during the pandemic and was like, hey, you want to finally make that comic we've been talking about for 20 years, And so during our first Kickstarter, we offered that as an exclusive card that shows the character in her battle armor. Then another fun thing we did when we released Malia 0 is we had this card of Malia versus Troll, and just uses some images from the book, and I made the card with the verses, and so just a fun little card that we haven't offered since. So both of those are out of print. The one that you are getting that is part of the current Kickstarter is the D20 label. So this is something you can like peel off and put anywhere. Now the last one was when I was joking about with Laurie. I was like, I'm always trying to think ahead. So I'm already been getting swag for Malia number 2. So I went to the future for y'all, and I grabbed one of the stickers from the future. This is not on the Malia Kickstarter right now because this won't come out until Malia issue number 2. It's just a sticker of Malia looking very mischievous.
Look.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah. So
cool.
Yeah, so that one you would literally be the first person to get that before we even launch Malia number 2. So that's
ahead of your time. It's so cool.
Yeah. So you would have to pledge right now. So far, let's see. I think we have at least.
Well, there goes one.
Saw the number go up.
We have this. It's some guy named Pops Van Zant. I don't know if you know who that is. Probably another fake pledge. I'm gonna have to.
Darn.
No, thank you.
I'm in the drawing.
Thank you, Pops. Don't cancel your pledge, please.
Thank you.
Just giving you a hard time.
I'm gonna add you to the wheel, Pops. Pops Van Zant. Very cool.
But yeah, I tried to make it too. Even if you're an international bidder, I don't know if you have international people that watch your show because it's
I do. Glenn
so
Fleming is from the UK.
yeah, so
Sometimes Carrie is here.
so we'll
I'm
still
not sure
send
where
it.
Josh Perry is. No. But you'll still send it if it's international?
Yeah, because I purposely pick small stuff that can be
Right.
Obviously
Easily.
we'll protect it, obviously, but we'll send it overseas. Of course, your pledge has to go through, so it has to be successfully charged.
Oh my gosh.
Otherwise, you disqualify yourself, and
Oh
then
my
you have
gosh.
to have a conversation with your local bank. So
It's funny. I'm not going to say any names, but I have a friend of mine that always backs, and it's every single campaign the credit card errors out, but he always fixes it. He always fixes it, but I'm always like, "Yep, see, there it is."
That's funny.
Pops is the
Like,
king
come
of one of
on.
the kind swag. He is. He really is. In fact, Pop gets a lot of my beta test stuff where I'm just like, I have this thing, but I didn't really plan out this, or this was too big, or I had to cut this off. And Pops is like, that's mine. Okay. Send it to Pops. He likes that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I will keep my eye on this and see if it keeps going up. We'll watch. Oh, Kickstarter hates my card, but then I just PayPal you or whatever. Yeah, I've had that too. That's the truth. But I mean, like, at least there's that option. I love when people they reach out to you like, hey, my card errored out. I'm just gonna Venmo you. And I'm like, that's cool.
Mhm.
That still works. You know what I mean? And that way they're still in the list to get all like the stretch goals and all the cool stuff that comes with campaigns. So that's always
true.
Yeah, I don't mind Venmo. I actually had two different parents at that high school con Venmo me, but then Venmo sent me a thing. You may have a tax form to file. I'm like, wait a minute. I haven't even
tax
passed
form.
the threshold. I think it's if you get more than $600 from Venmo.
Oh yeah.
Tax form. So I was like, I'm going to tell people only if you have no other way to send me money, and then I'll keep track of it. But other than that, I mean, we literally have every single pay service there is. We can take any credit card through Square. We can take PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. The only one I haven't set up yet is Apple Pay. I have to talk to Square to see. Knowing them, it's probably an extra fee or something. So.
There usually is. I think I use Zettle. I have a card reader. It's through PayPal. I really like it. I like it because it's an app on my phone, and I can create like all the different items. I can set the price. I can set the tax rate. I can put in inventory. I can put in variations. So I can be like, okay, I have keychains, and I can set the price. You know what I mean? Individual, and then it has a picture. So it's very easy to click through, and then it just sends it to the card reader. But I think I pay like a 3% fee for any card transaction that goes through. So
yeah, that's the one that Jesse uses whenever he does
is it Zettle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think it's worth it. So many people pay by card now. I feel like it's up to my game. I feel like I do quite a bit better at cons because card reader. Yeah, instead of just taking cash. I used to do cash and then like Venmo, PayPal. I had like QR codes. You know what I mean? You can pay me this way. But with the card reader, I think changed everything. So, but then you got to include in your taxes.
One of the events we just did that was at the comic shop down here. The pretty young guy was like, "Yeah, I want to get Malia, but I don't have any cash on me." And I picked up on the word cash, and I said, "Well, do you have a credit card?" "Oh yeah, you take credit cards?" And I'm thinking, aren't you young? Like, why wouldn't you know that? Like, aren't you used to having everything but cash?
Yeah.
It was just so funny to me. But yeah, he's like, yeah, I've got a card. And so, we made the transaction. I'm like, I can't believe I would have lost on that transaction because he didn't think I took cards. So
you never know. Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Some people are like, oh, I don't have any cash.
We have to put out our little tent again, dear, that we used to have.
Oh yeah.
A little tent that said, we take blah, 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 for
card.
payment.
Hi, Ghost Pepper. Nice to see you. You put a bear on Tilt. I love it. I love bears.
I just thought we were already in the future. I guess.
I don't. I've had kids do that where like they just walk up with a card, and you're like, "Well, how'd you get that?" Like,
Whose pocket did you pick?
Yeah, I was like, is that your mom's card? Like, how do you? Oh, Bruce waving at Ghost Pepper. Sorry. I love bears anyway, so thank you. Thanks for putting bears. My bad. Thanks, Pops. Make me look like an idiot on my own show. I'll just see my way out of this conversation. Just kidding.
I was waiting for you to put the Karen wig on and come back with it.
Oh, I could do that. Wait, we can do that. Ready? I'll change to this, and then I'll do this.
That's Karen.
Dante. I blame Dante.
What did Needlemeyer? Is that what you said her last name was?
Yes. Did you guys? We have a commercial.
Okay, cool.
So Karen is she is an heiress of a company. She inherited this company, and it is Needlemeyer Mayo. So I made a commercial.
I just learned that is the top condiment in the U.S. Random fact.
Mayonnaise? It's really popular. It's such a popular mayonnaise. Needlemeyer Mayo is the only one that uses red dye 45, which is slightly addictive, probably carcinogenic. Probably there's a lawsuit waiting to happen. But I made this lovely commercial. Please enjoy.
That is amazing.
Love it.
Just wanted to, just wanted to
I love
see,
that it has a
what
red
you think
twinge
about
to
that.
it.
I put in all like the disclaimers at the bottom, like this is not approved by the FDA. Like sometimes.
Yeah, no, I should send you the video. It's a YouTube channel called Weird History Food, and they're just short little 10-minute videos about just every random thing you ever want to know. And one of them was like the top condiments or the history of mayonnaise. One of the two, I can't remember, but yeah, it was like mayo, then ketchup, then mustard, then all the sauce or hot sauce.
Mayo number 1. Sorry, Pops, I didn't see that the banner was in the way. I was too busy doing something else. Darn. But yeah, there's you'll have to guys, we'll play it again another time. But do you guys, are you feeling
somebody's giving Pops competition? Let's see.
Ooh, ooh.
I was
busy you are.
I was like, I was busy doing something else.
Laurie wants to get in that drawing.
I'm going to fight for that sticker. I'm just saying. I want the future sticker.
There's going to be a battle here, yeah.
My girls will love this story, right? Because we've already talked about, especially the 7-year-old who is looking for something to read.
Oh, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. But that sticker is mine.
It'll be her favorite.
I was I backed Katie Shaw's The Dragon Child, but I backed like a hand-bound version of it. And my girls are like, "Ooh, can I read that?" I'm like, "No."
That's funny.
They're like, "All right, fine, you can read it, but it's mine." Like, one's special.
This nice digital one on the same computer that you can't do anything to.
Exactly. Read this one.
Well, we have a moment. I've been saving an important question for Joe. Joe, why did you mute yourself, Joe? Oh, there you go. You're good.
He was like, nope.
Yeah, I know. You're like, what about?
I was trying to be polite. And not burp on camera.
Oh,
appreciate it.
Great timing.
Gross.
Oh, so I was going to ask, what is your role in the company? Because, clearly Laurie and I both have headings underneath our names, but I'm not sure what happened to your name, Joe. What happened there?
He has it on the side. It says Child's Play Comics on the side.
No,
But
she's making fun of me
what do
because
you do? What do you
Oh,
do
yeah.
at Child's Play Comics?
Sarah would
no,
like to know what the heck do you do?
what is it you do here?
Right. Which is funny coming from Sarah. It wasn't from me. It was from Sarah. That's the
No,
fun
the reason she's making fun of me, Laurie, is because when I created our name tags for the store, of course I put owner on hers. Or
Mhm.
no, yours said uh didn't I put something other than owner? No, it was the ones you gave to some of the people who either volunteered or were the employees. It was like the
Hmm.
hand of the queen. It was one.
Oh yeah. We made they didn't have like actual names; they had like titles on them because
Yeah,
we'd have different people
we
and we'd
had
switch them
Wonder
out.
Woman. We had Yoda. Like that. Anyway, mine. I'm the director of operations, and one of my friends made so much fun of me. He was just like, I'd like to speak to the director of operations about this place. And I'm like, that's what I do. Like, I direct everything. I take care of everything. In fact, one, you remember, what was his name? That he told you, he was like, Sarah, we know that you're the Pikachu of this place. You're the cute little mascot, and Joe's the one that runs everything behind the scenes. So, what was I can't remember his name. I see his face, but yeah, we got to know
Well, I
our.
mean, this is accurate.
Well, yeah.
When we had the store, I taught all the games.
Hmm.
cool.
I ran like game demos and tournaments and all that kind of stuff.
And I would try to tell her to go easy on the customer because you're trying to get them to buy the game, but she would just destroy the
They just
I
come
would
here
be
and
like,
play
they
it
have
for
to buy
free.
the game to practice so they can beat me now. Like I'm giving them something to
Ah,
work towards.
but
I
they
like
can't
it.
look for their wallet when through the tears. They
Never coming back here again.
like that's right. I don't care that you're 4 years old. Get out.
I am queen of this place. Mwah. Grow up. Try again.
We had very resilient customers, so it worked out.
No, I
Oh
think
yeah.
just playing the game in itself, it's like just to try it out. I think that is one of the most intimidating things about board games is I'm like, I have no idea. Like reading the instructions sometimes, like how complicated is this game?
Right. I was the teacher of the instructions. This was
Yes.
basically my role, which a lot of people
Yeah.
do not favor learning the instructions of the game.
Right? We just got, I think it was called Critter Kitchen, which I randomly backed on Kickstarter. And I know a ton of game creators, which I get their games, but this one, it's for kids. It's an all ages game. And it's like you manage a kitchen and then you send out runners to get ingredients. And so it's resource planning. And then you make dishes in two different spots. And then there's a critic and like there's different rules for the different locations. Like it was intimidating. And it took us probably 3 days. And this was a kid's game. Sarah, I have games where I just want to be like, Sarah, will you read these instructions and teach me how to play?
That's literally what happens with our friends. They're like, Sarah,
Yes.
I got this game.
Yes.
Can you read the instructions and teach me?
Yes. We have this game called Kingdom Death Monster. It's an adult game, like not for kids, right? Scary monsters. And you show up and you immediately battle a lion and you are wearing like a loincloth. And I have no idea. Like my husband and I have read the instructions 17 times and it still doesn't make sense. So that's why I'm like, we need a Sarah in our life. We're gonna be like, you want to play this game with us?
I hate to tell you this, but sometimes the directions are fundamentally flawed too.
That's true.
So it depends. Because just like some people like aren't as detail oriented as others, and they're great at creating a game, but they aren't great at writing instructions for it.
Right.
So you have those challenges too, and sometimes you got to like, okay, well, there's this gray area I found here. I guess we're gonna house roll that.
Right. Or like there was one thing in Critter Kitchen where this one location, it was like, don't put anything there yet, and I'm like, okay.
When do I put something there?
Right, exactly. So we played like a whole round of this game, not knowing what to do because I had to read like 7 more pages of instructions.
Oh yeah, it's also hard if they're just really heavy instructions. Yeah, you have to like piece it together.
Right. I'm like, okay, I needed to read for another day and a half, and then we could figure out what happens. at this one place. And like, so that I feel like that happens a lot, especially with the more complicated games where I'm like, you have to read, but it's almost like you have to play and read at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, yeah. I feel that. Like, I'll read the instructions, but then depending on how heavy the instructions are, I might have to get out the game and like look at the pieces and figure out what it's actually trying to tell me to do.
Right.
So I can visualize more.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the visualization of like, you can move your character in this direction and in this direction, but not in this direction. I'm like, why?
Yeah. Like when you're talking about like, oh, don't use this, blah, blah, blah. Like, and then you're like, well, what do I use this as a, sometimes when people create directions, they'll be like, see page 5 or something like below. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to find out on page 5 what to do with this. And you can skip around and stuff. But then like, that's where, the art of writing directions comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
It can be an art too.
Right. I'm like, that is a completely different skill set. I feel.
Well, you never know. You might get to play a game with us because last year we went up to the Dallas area and celebrated all 3 of our birthdays with our friends who live up there because our birthdays are so close to each other, ours and our sons.
Yeah.
So I just got to give you advance notice and you can come hang out with us. So
yay.
Yeah, because I don't know what cons we're going to do out there. I know I helped Jesse get into that Arlington Comic Fest. I don't know that I can go help him with it, but apparently that's my unofficial job with Dinosaur Comics. It's like trying to book his events, You
want to do that for me too? Because I hate doing that.
I know. I actually thought about that when I did the last one. The only problem with the last one though was Bell County Comic Con, which we haven't heard back from yet because they take forever.
Do they?
But I was like, I had to prep him. I was like, some of them, like, I don't think Arlington asked for anything, too complicated. But I was like, I know Bell County is going to ask me for your tax ID. They're going to want a picture of your booth. They're going to want all this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to be ready for some of these cons and all the things they're going to ask you for. Oh, they want to know which cons you've been to in the past. How many? Yeah, like some, that was Bell County because they have so many submissions. I want to say last year it was like 600 submissions, and they, it's crazy. So
this is why he's the director of operations.
Yeah, see,
he's like an encyclopedia of events. He has like a giant list. He's like, here are all the conventions, Sarah. I'm like, thanks, Joe. You do that.
I know. I need a director of operations for that because I'm so terrible where I'm like, oh, you know what's next week?
Next week.
Yeah. And I was like, guess what I didn't sign up for? Right? Next week. Give me a break. And that's how I see them. So there's a group though that with Charter Comics where they're like this con and this con and this con, and they just came live. I just have to pay more attention. But I don't have a director of operations. I don't have a Joe for me. So Sam Vera, who knows all the cons as well. A lot of times I'm like, can you just like make some room in your suitcase and I'll just climb in there. Whatever con you're going to, I want to go.
I think you're going to have to put up a divider, though, because there's a big difference between his all ages and...
Oh, he doesn't have room for me at his table. Oh, my God. Have you seen his table?
Yes, I've seen his table.
Full.
Yes.
He has like
so
this much space to stand in.
You could just be under the table. It'd be like, we have a surprise guest under here. Laurie Calcaterra.
You can pop out holding a card.
No, I just grab people's feet and be like, come under here. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've met him a couple of times, and yeah, he has a huge setup. I don't know how he does it all by himself.
Yeah. Just crazy.
There's
no room for me in his suitcase. It doesn't. I just have to book, but it's like, so if I paid attention to his socials where he's like, these are the cons I'm going to, then I should put it in my, like, these are the cons, you know what I mean, to go to, because he's been doing it for so long. I think he has it figured out, but anywho, guess what time it is? Are we doing the raffle now? We could do the raffle after the show, actually, since it's Pops and I.
Well, it's up to you. We could.
We can do that. We'll do the raffle after the show, but I'd like for you guys obviously to tell your socials, do that, and wait. I don't know why this is missing. Let me share the screen. Hello. This is the part where I remind everybody to come here and back this project because indie creators have the best stuff out and it is important to support indie. So if you have it in you, please come back this campaign. You got another 12 minutes to back in order to be a part of the raffle between me and Pops. We'll fight you for it. But we're pushing this one over 1,500, guys. So let's go. It'll be great. And I feel, are you feeling the dodge this yet, Joe? Or is that over? You know what I'm talking about, right? The dodge this? The dodge this.
I think I'm bleeding. Am I bleeding? Ow! Ow! Nose and lips! Okay, ow. Can I... Ow, ow, ow. Ow! Wait! Ow! 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 Please, Mr. Hood. Oh!
Yes, I forgot about that. Yes.
Was that you in high school, Joe? Is that?
Yeah,
that
pretty
what that
much.
was?
Yeah, that was real footage that Laurie found of me playing dodgeball in high school. I don't know how she did it, but she did it.
I got ways. Oh my gosh. Well, it's down to the last 5 days. It's gonna start going by quick. It's gonna continue to go, you guys. So I wish you all the best luck on this. I hope to see you, run into you at a con or see you at an event because we move in the same kind of space, just slightly apart. So hope to meet you in person someday, Sarah.
Yeah,
Joe.
hopefully we can
Absolutely.
line up one
Yeah.
of these days.
We forgot to mention how the stars aligned with this, though, because today is the 11th, and on Friday is the 11th anniversary of our business. We've also been married for 11 years, so I don't know what that means. Yeah, we got married in January, and then the business, we opened it 2 months later, so it goes in tandem.
Wow.
Wedding anniversary.
Yeah, well,
that was
fun
intense.
fact. Well, we used our wedding money to buy our first amount of like inventory.
That's awesome.
So I think it was like less than $2,000.
It was like $1,500.
It was like $1,500. Yeah,
That's amazing.
and we just grew it from there.
Absolutely. Turn it up to 11. That's right.
I was hoping
Thank
to
you,
see
Lou.
get that reference.
Got it. That's this year is your turn up to 11 year. So thank you guys for coming on the show. This was a blast. Having the both of you on here together was really entertaining.
We get that a lot.
Yeah.
I get that when I'm invited because Joe does a lot by himself,
Right.
So whenever I'm invited, I get, well, it's really fun having you guys together.
It is. This was a blast. So thank you again. Remember to back indie comics, everybody. Be excellent to each other. Kiss your babies. We'll see you next week. Next week is Dees Castillas. Let's go. He's a stand-up comedian and comic book writer. And he does this series Kill Stan, which is, I'm not sure if that one's done. I'll have to check, but it's a good series. Just check it out. See you all next week, everybody. Bye.
Click on the tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun,